And in our business stories, rising tourism and retail sectors have pushed Dubai's non-oil private sector to a 10-month high last month, according to the latest data from Emirates NBD. The bank's Economy Tracker Index, which takes a monthly reading of indicators such as new orders, employment and inventories, stood at 54.6 last month, indicating a slightly higher expansion rate than the previous month's 54.5, although still below the trend of the past 3 years. Emirates NBD said Dubai's wholesale and retail subsector was the best performer, with a reading of 58.2, followed by travel and tourism at 54.1. Those two sectors, according to the report, made up for a sluggish, though still expansionary construction sector at 51.5. The pickup in the tourism sector was encouraging, but Emirates NBD said that as with the broader UAE purchasing managers' data released earlier this week, the rise was not accompanied by an improvement in employment. The lack of hiring, despite the improved business activity, contrasted with rising employment numbers during the past 4.5 years, with some companies uncertain about the economic outlook, leading to more cautious hiring strategies. Apartment and villa prices declined marginally during the second quarter of 2016 in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, with 12-month declines of 6% and 4% respectively. According to Cavendish Maxwell's Q2 2016 residential market report, average rents in Q2 have shown modest and reduced declines compared to the first quarter. It added that for Q3, the majority of agents predict apartment and villa prices as well as rents to remain unchanged. The report said apartment prices in Dubai declined up to 1% in the 3 months to the end of June and have declined nearly 12% since highs in Q2 2014. Locations such as Business Bay and International City clusters have witnessed 12-month declines higher than 7%. Apartment rents in Dubai declined at similar levels as prices in Q2, with investment yields remaining largely unchanged this quarter. In Abu Dhabi, the report said price declines in investment zones were lower than Dubai, with an average 0.2% drop in Q2. Locations such as Saadiyat Beach Residences and Araha Beach had higher 12-month declines than the market average. In investment zones, apartment and villa rents declined by 0.5% on average. The report said approximately 2,800 residential units have been completed in Q2 in Dubai, while nearly 71% of total units initially scheduled for Q2 have been delayed. There are 34,475 units scheduled to enter the market in the second half of 2016, although delays are likely to greatly reduce actual delivery. In Abu Dhabi investment zones, approximately 570 units were completed in Q2, with an additional 3,100 units set to enter the market in H2. Companies in the UAE are increasing their spending on employee allowances and benefits at one of the slowest rates in recent years due to the current macroeconomic environment. According to a report by the human resources and consulting company Hewitt, allowances and benefits this year increased by 5% year-on-year, slower than in previous years. This increase represents about a third of that seen in previous years across areas such as housing, transport and education allowances. In the UAE, education allowances increased by 5% and ranged from 25,000 dirhams per child for junior executives to 58,000 dirhams for senior managers. Housing allowances rose by an average of 4% and ranged between 43,000 and 225,000 dirhams in the UAE. The report said that companies are still keen on attracting and retaining talent from around the world, but are also spending conservatively. Consumer confidence in Abu Dhabi dropped around 16.6% in the first quarter of 2016 compared to the same quarter of 2015, with the general index for consumer confidence reaching 115 points in the quarter, down from 138 points. The results of the index's performance came in the Abu Dhabi Economic Performance Report issued by the Emirates Department of Economic Development and includes sub-indices covering financial conditions and confidence in economic policies related to the consumer. In terms of expectations for the economy's outlook, the general index was at around 148 points in the first quarter of this year, down from 171 points in the first 3 months of 2015. The drop in consumer confidence comes amid a slowdown of economic growth in the UAE, supported by lower oil prices and global macroeconomic challenges. According to the International Monetary Fund, the country's growth outlook is expected to moderate in 2016 amid low oil prices, with non-hydrocarbon growth projected at 2.4% due to sizable fiscal consolidation, softer economic sentiment and somewhat tighter monetary and financial conditions. The DED's report said the performance of the Consumer Confidence Index also showed how affected consumers in Abu Dhabi are and their valuation of their financial and living standards.